Do I have your permission to record?
You do.
Okay, it says I need to ask all guests.
Oh.
Hey guys, it's Sam with The Blind Life. Welcome back to another episode in our Talk Back with The Blind Life series. I am, as always, joined by my beautiful co-hostess, Rachel, my wife. Hello, Rachel.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
So this is August 2023, Talk Back with The Blind Life. As always, Talk Back, it's our monthly video podcast, but this is also going out in the actual podcast. But this is where we address some of the most frequently asked questions and comments from the previous month's videos on the Blind Life YouTube channel. Obviously, if you are new to all of this, The Blind Life, it's our YouTube channel. Well, it's my YouTube channel. Put out videos every single Saturday on living life with vision loss and an emphasis on assistive technology. So tons and tons of videos. Rachel, did you know I have over 800 videos now on my channel?
I did. Yes, I did know that.
It's kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah. So check them out. There's literally, I've made a video on every single thing you could think of, probably for blindness, vision loss, assistive technology, all of that. And now, of course, you can enjoy the Blind Life as a podcast. The Blind Life podcast, we launched it about a month ago. It's doing fantastic. We have like 4,000 downloads so far, which is awesome. I guess, I don't know. I'm new to podcasting, so I guess that's pretty good.
Yeah, we don't really know how the podcasting numbers match up. I'm not familiar with them, so.
No, not yet. We're learning. Yes. So check out the podcast. It is available on all the major sources like Apple Podcasts, Google, what else? Spotify, Amazon, Stitcher. So let's talk about upcoming events. Just did an event in Cincinnati, Ohio with Foundation Fighting Blindness. That was a lot of fun. And next I'm going to be in possibly Tennessee, definitely New Jersey, definitely Alabama, and definitely Australia. More about the Australia trip coming up. A lot of people were asking about Australia trip. We'll give you an update here soon.
Yeah, I have to say, I drove Sam to the Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Foundation Fighting Blindness meeting that he was a speaker at. And if you live in the Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area, you should definitely check out that group. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. And it sounds like they do some fun social events. I know they said they're trying to get at least one more scheduled this year. And like after the meeting, a lot of them, we had to leave. Unfortunately, it would have been fun to stay, but quite a few of them walked over to a nearby restaurant bar thing to eat and visit some more and stuff. So it was a good time. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah, really cool group of people there. So yeah, check it out. And then from what I understand, the Foundation Fighting Blindness, they have chapters all over the country. So if you're interested in getting connected in an organization, that's a great one to do that.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's jump into, and also we should mention every single talkback video, we do a giveaway. And I've got the giveaway right over here to my right. We'll get to that at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that. But okay, well, let's jump into answering some questions and some comments.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird. This is the first time we've done it as a recording. The last several times we've done this as a live stream.
Yeah, and those are always fun. I think the chat, the community gets really involved in the chat and asking questions and leaving comments, and so we enjoy that. But we weren't set up for that today, so we're doing the old-fashioned.
We'll have to get a live stream at some point in August.
Yes. Do you know you can live stream on podcasts too?
Really?
We might have to look into doing that as well. Yeah, I saw that.
How do you I mean, are you able to do that and get interaction with your audience?
I have no idea.
that's what's fun about live stream. Otherwise, it's kind of like,
yeah.
For us, what's the point? It'd be different if you were like live streaming an event or something, but.
Is it like the old school? Maybe it's like the old school radio shows where people have to call in.
I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll look into it. I'll look into it. It's on the Podbean website. I saw it, so I'll look into it.
All right, cool. All right, so the first video that we were going to answer some questions or talk about some comments on was the last talkback video.
Yeah.
So which was a live stream. So the first one is from Nearly Blind Brian, and he said the flight to Australia is long, but it is worth it. The Aussies are amazing people. The scenery is amazing and very different from what we're used to in the U.S. The food is simple but amazing. You might never have this chance again, so take advantage of it.
Yeah, so we talked about. I think that was the first time we talked about a potential Australia trip, but it is finalized. As far as, anyways, we booked the flight today.
Yeah,
So
same going to Australia one way or another.
Yeah, I'll be there one way or another. I'm going alone. Rachel will not be accompanying me for this trip. It just didn't work out, but I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people in the talkback were asking when I will be in Sydney. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be in Sydney. There was a flight that would have me doing a layover in Sydney, but it would only be for a couple hours. But I chose to do the layover in Auckland, New Zealand, just so I could see Auckland. I thought that would be kind of cool.
Not
But
that you'll actually see it. You'll just see the airport.
From the window. Yeah, I'll see it from the window. Pressed up against it. Oh, it looks nice. I will be my final destination is Adelaide, Australia. So, and I will be there the first week of November. It's like right over Halloween. I'll be there for Halloween, and then November 3rd. I'll be flying back out November 3rd. So more details on that coming up, because I'm going there for an event, and I will tell you guys much more about that probably in the next talk back. So if you guys are in the area or can travel in Australia, we'll get you more information about where that's going to be. But I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is a comment and question that was, I think, left on that, but it really isn't regarding that. This is from Marcia Zuvanich. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Says, hi, Sam and Rachel. I have a problem I've not heard you address yet, though I admit I've not seen all of your videos. My problem is that I have a large magnifier, a Davinci, that has lost the screen. Although it still works, we've addressed the problem and I have access to another magnifier, though not as good as this one. I'm wondering how to recycle this item. Do you have any intel as to how to give it to someone who could fix it or take it apart for parts or give us some idea of how to fix it? Our research has not done us much good. Thanks for all you do. I was lucky to stumble upon your channel not too long after my site went from bad to worse, and some of your videos helped me get through the process of accepting it, and the tips on coping with the problems were awesome. Thanks so much, Annie.
Well, good. Well, so yeah, I wanted to highlight this one because this is a very common problem with CCTVs, video magnifiers. It's usually the screen going out first, or the lights. That's always a common problem as well. But we run into this where I work. We get a lot of devices donated, and I just had this like 2 weeks ago. One donated and the screen didn't work, but the lights came on. It's clear that the camera and everything was working, but the screen wasn't. So with some of these, the Davinci probably not so much, but with some of these, the screen is simply plugged into the base unit by a DVI cable, usually a DVI cable or a VGA cable, sometimes an HDMI cable. So in those situations, you can just plug in a new screen. And then a lot of times these are just, the screen is just being held on by an arm or like a mount, like a monitor mount. And so you can unscrew the screen, take it off, screw in another screen, and just plug it in, and usually that fixes the problem. I fixed several CCTVs that way. And in fact, I have a whole video showing how to do this because it's so common. But as far as the Davinci, it's not so much because it's an integrated screen with the controls and everything. So that's probably not going to solve that problem. But if you... They're essentially just cameras and screens. So if you can find like a TV repair shop, if those things still exist, they can probably figure it out for you, because it's essentially just a television, and if not, you can call a local like nonprofit or somewhere that works with the visually impaired and see if they want to take it. Maybe they've got someone handy there that can fix it. The final thing you could do is to simply recycle it. Most cities have electronics recycling. The city we live in here has an electronics recycling location, and you can just take it there and they will recycle it for you. If you can't find a home for it, that's the best thing to do.
Yeah. Something else to go along with nonprofits. If you have a school for the blind anywhere near you, that might be a good place to call. They may have people that I wouldn't be surprised if a school has someone that repairs stuff like that for their
Yeah.
students.
And also, if anybody is wanting to donate a working video magnifier, retirement communities like assisted living facilities, independent living facilities, they usually have like community rooms where a lot of people could benefit from having a video magnifier in that community room that the residents can share and use whenever they need it. We've donated a couple to places like that, and they're very appreciative of something like that because it can help out the residents. A lot of those residents, have macular degeneration. And so that's something to think about too. It'll go to somewhere where it's going to get a lot of good use.
Yeah, but it's important if you're going to donate to a place like that it's a one that's working well.
Yeah, don't give them a broken one. That's
yeah. If it's on the fritz and that's why you don't want it anymore, that's not the place to take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next video?
Yes.
All right. So the next one was the video that you announced, the podcast. And so some of the other, I don't even know what to call them.
Yeah.
Podcast hosting sites. Is that what they're called? What are they called?
Yeah, I guess you'd call that. Yeah.
So anyway, places that people requested that the podcast be put on were Overcast, Player FM, and Podcast Addict. Have you gotten to those yet, or are you still working on that?
No, and I more or less jotted those down there so I would remember to look into those.
Oh. But if other people have places where they normally listen to their podcasts and they have not found the Blind Life podcast yet, let us know.
Yeah. I will say the majority of the comments on that video were people congratulating us and saying how excited they were just to have another way to consume our content. So it was pretty cool. A lot of love.
Cool. Another question, again, not really related to the video, but a good question. Anita Boddington said, how would one go about getting large print menus in restaurants?
Yeah. So very few, but some restaurants do offer them. I know Cracker Barrel is one. They even have Braille. So always ask, obviously, don't be afraid to ask if they have large print. If they don't, recommend to the manager that that's something that they should have available. And, but another thing is I wanted to mention is there's menus for all. I haven't done a video yet on their app. I mentioned it in a video once, but I haven't done like a dedicated video. I did a video about when they just had a website and you could just go through your mobile browser to get to the website. But now they have an actual app, a dedicated app. It may only be for iOS, but it's Menus for All, numeral 4 ALL. And it has accessible menus for all of the major locations. And you can search by your current location. You can search by your zip code. You can search by specific restaurants. If we're going to KFC, I can just jot in KFC in there and then check out the menu. And it's accessible for low vision. It works great with screen readers, high contrast, large print. It's awesome. So I
think they're continually adding restaurants to it as well, right?
Yeah. They added all the ones in our city here, which was pretty awesome. So yeah, if you can't find a large print, or if you can't find a menu online, because that's the other thing, check out the restaurant's website. Although it drives me crazy when I go to the website and they just have a photo of the menu. And then I zoom in and it gets all blurry and it's like, come on.
Yeah.
So, but in those situations, you could try menus for all.
That drives me crazy when they have the photo also, because I'm not visually impaired, but it's hard to read on a phone.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you have a small screen. Okay. The next one was by Ghost Mall. And he says, has anyone here had any luck getting a hold of this guy? I've emailed him several times over the past year and left numerous comments. Honestly, one of the hardest creators to reach. Very frustrating that doesn't seem to respond to other members of the blind community.
Yeah. Go Small, he or she left that comment in a couple of videos. And then someone else responded, well, yeah, I know what you mean, and kind of just chimed in. But then I was happy to see a third person said, I've been able to reach out to him several times. He's been very accessible. I'm sorry. I did a search on my email for Ghost. I'm not sure what your name is or how it would come through, but I did a search for both Ghost and Ghost Mall, and nothing came back. I did a search on all my emails. Nothing came back. So I apologize. I will say that I was having email issues since June, like 23rd, when Microsoft switched over fully to Exchange server. That's messed up my email horribly. And so I was missing a lot of stuff until friend of the channel, Matt Filipinko over at Microsoft, helped me get everything straightened out. So big thanks to him for that. But maybe I missed it during that time. I apologize. I have responded since then and said, I'm getting email now. Send it to sam@theblindlife.net. If anybody needs to get a hold of me, that's the email, sam@theblindlife.net. So yeah, I don't know. I even said, and Rachel can kind of back me up on this, you wouldn't believe how many emails I reply to on a daily basis.
It's actually annoying for the rest of the family.
I'm always in email, replying to emails.
Yeah, I mean, like if we're in the car driving somewhere, he's listening to emails on his phone and responding. I would say almost every evening probably spends at least an hour trying to catch up on emails. So he really does do his best. Now,
Yeah.
does he reply to every single email? Maybe not. I mean, he gets some odd ones that are just kind of like, I cannot help you, or I don't know,
Yeah.
what to do with this. But the huge majority of emails he does respond to. All right, on to the next one.
Yep.
Okay, so the next video was the NFB and ACB highlights. Jimbler McGufty, who has been a longtime supporter of the channel, says, hello, fellow low visioners. Does anyone know if you have Stargardts, can you still develop age-related macular degeneration? Or can you only get one because the Stargardts has already degenerated your macula, so you have no macula to degenerate when you're older?
Yeah, and this is an interesting question, and I wanted to include this in case anybody out there knows the answer. I have my theories, and I would say no. I'd say that, as he said, the macula is already damaged, so it can't do any more. Now, is it possible that it would kind of speed up your vision loss? I don't know. What do you think, Rach?
Yeah, I don't. It's a really interesting question, and I'm not sure. And I wonder if you're somebody who maybe had a really late onset Stargardts and still has, like, for you, for instance, most of your well, not most, all of your central vision is gone and it's big. Like your blind
Yeah.
spot is really big. So there's only a little bit of macula left. Whereas someone who maybe has a lot more intact vision, maybe it could affect them. I feel like, yeah, maybe you could end up with age related macular degeneration, but not even know it because it really doesn't change anything for you because the cells
Yeah.
that would be affected are already affected anyway.
That's
But
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
yeah, but like if you maybe have Stargardts, but still are like at 20/60 and have a fairly small blind spot. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know if they listen to the talkbacks usually, but I know you've got some ophthalmologists and stuff that check out your videos sometimes. So maybe one of them will see this and answer.
Yeah, chime in the comments and let us know.
I can't imagine that you would get age-related macular degeneration and it would change anything.
I know. Yeah. I say, bring it on. Bring it on, AMD.
I mean, let's not do that, but
come at me, bruh.
Okay, another comment says, we didn't make it to convention this year, but I feel like this video made up for it all. I've learned so much about available tech and products. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and that was a very common theme in the comments. People saying how cool it was to be able to see the different vendors. Several people saying that was their favorite type of video that I put out, is these vendor spotlights. So good. So I'm happy people are enjoying it.
Yeah, but definitely, if you can make it to one, you should go, because there's a whole social aspect to it as well.
Yeah. And remember that these are the national conventions. They have each state, almost every state has local versions that they do as well. And I'm sure that's similar in other countries and things as well.
Yeah. Okay, the next video was the smartphone gimbal video, which Sam is in love with this gimbal.
And a lot of people, judging by the comments, I was surprised at the response. A lot of people were excited about this gimbal.
I mean, it is exciting. I've seen it. There's been several videos you've done since that I'm like, you had to have been using that gimbal, because it looks like you have a cameraman, and I know you don't have a cameraman.
Yeah, it's really opened up a lot of possibilities for me personally, getting those moving shots when I'm out by myself recording.
Yeah. Okay, so Othanus says, I'm hoping and praying for a review of the upcoming Sony HX99RNV. I saw on a different channel on YouTube that the Sony presenter confirmed that the RNV will work on any modern camera since it connects via HDMI. Cheers from the Philippines.
So yet again, another comment that has nothing to do with the video that it was left on, but which is fine. So what they're talking about is the new QD laser attachment for the Sony camera. It was announced last year. I did a video at CSUN about it. I did an updated video about it this year at CSUN. So it's the laser that the camera accessory clips onto the camera, and you look through it like a viewfinder, and it uses a laser to basically essentially write the image onto your retina. So it bypasses the front of the eye, sends it right into the back of the eye, and writes it on the retina. Really, really cool. I have personally seen some people are just like blown away by how well it works for them. It did not work for me.
Which is not surprising, because your retina sucks.
Yeah, I got a faulty retina. I don't know if you guys are aware. She don't work too right. Yeah. So, and I think that's why. I think that's the problem. Is as you just said, I'm not bragging, but I got a pretty big scotoma, and it's there's nothing for it to write onto, so nothing viable anyway. Now, like I said, that being said, so if you have issues with the front of your eye, like glaucoma, maybe even cataracts, it's going to work well for those, because it just sends it right through the damaged part, and writes it right onto the healthy part in the back of the eye. So as far as a review and all of that, I will do my best, but like I said, I already know it doesn't work for me. I've tried it several times, and
Yeah. Have you spoken to anyone with RP? Like, I guess if someone had if their tunnel hadn't gotten too small, I wonder if it would work for them.
Yeah, theoretically. I've done presentations, or I've been a part of webinars and things with the creators, and they say that it works really well for RP. I haven't personally seen it. I take a lot of that kind of stuff with a grain of salt. It's marketing. They're going to say it works great for everybody,
Right.
but I haven't personally seen it. No. But like I said, I have seen it where it didn't work for several people, and then it did work for several people. So
yeah,
we'll see.
it's probably going to be very individual, because just because it doesn't work for you doesn't necessarily mean it wouldn't work for someone else with Stargardts too, because you do have such a large blind spot.
That's kind of the motto for my channel, right? Just because it
Yeah.
doesn't work for me doesn't mean it's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
I will say the QD laser is the technology, but I think the device is called Retisa, and they are making a standalone like video magnifier esque device using the Retisa. So it kind of looks similar to the old school microscopes we used to have in like biology class and stuff. And but you look through it and it's pointing down at the table, and you put your paper and stuff or whatever down in front of it. So that is supposed to be coming early next year, and I've already spoken with them. I will be getting one of those for a review. So we'll see.
Okay. Joker Alice, another longtime channel
Yeah.
supporter, said, "This is amazing. I may check it out. I've been wanting to do more videos outside of my room. However, I'm not sure how well they might turn out. But maybe with this little guy, it won't be a problem."
Yeah, that's like I said, the fact that it tracks you and it keeps you in frame. And I had somebody ask, well, if you're totally blind, how would you know that it's tracking you? And so when you turn it on, you can touch your phone and know if it's moving or not. If you're moving and it's not moving, then it's not tracking you. But if if you give the hand gesture and then you touch the phone and you feel it moving, then it's tracking you, and you're going to be good. So yeah, so
it's at least tracking something on you. Hopefully, it's your face.
yeah. Now I did have someone else ask me if I guess they make videos about remote controlled cars or robots or something, and they wondered if it would track the robot. And I said, I don't think so. I don't have any remote control robots, so I can't test it. But I would assume not, because you have to stand in front of it and give the hand gesture to trigger the tracking. And so then it's just going to track you. It's not going to like then lock onto some other object. Now, the
good point.
The old school way to do it, using the app, you draw a little box around whatever you want to be tracked. And in that case, yes, it would. You could do it, but that is not low vision friendly at all.
Okay. Wheels 518, who is a channel member for over a year, says, definitely have to be looking into this. Definitely sounds like a product that would be useful for me. I've been looking for something like this. Only question I got is, would it work if I live streaming straight through YouTube?
Yeah, so I think that's Mike Wheeler, who is, as you said, a channel member, and is always joins me for our monthly Zoom call. Or really cool, we've got a couple like regulars that always join us. And incidentally, if you would like to join us, you have to be a member of the channel. Membership can be as low as $1 a month. I've tried to make it as low as possible so that people can have access to it. And one of the perks that we get is our monthly members only Zoom call, possibly moving to Teams. We'll figure that out. But yeah, join us. It's we usually do it on the first Saturday of the month, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a great chance to kind of get to know others in the community and ask me questions if you'd like. But to answer Mike's question, yes, that's the beauty of this. And that's, I kind of talked about it in the video. That's one of the reasons why this really intrigued me, is because it will track you no matter what. I mean, you could have the phone turned off and it will still track you, because it's that little box on top that's tracking you. It has nothing to do with the phone. So you can have it, you can be doing TikToks, you could be doing YouTubes, Instagram Reels, you could be doing a webinar, you could be recording, just in your favorite camera app. It does not matter. It will track you no matter what. So if anybody's interested, I should also mention, if anybody's interested, check out the video, and I have a link, an Amazon link that'll take you directly to it in the video description.
Okay, so the next one is the City Block bag. And we should say that Fieldum, who makes the bag, were rock stars in the comments section.
Yeah, they were awesome.
So a lot of these things, we're going to read their reply because they already answered all the questions. But in case someone else was wondering and didn't actually, has difficulty accessing the comments section or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so Paula Hamilton said, "Thanks for sharing this type of bag. I can keep track of things in my bag with all those pouches. I think one of my favorite things about this bag is its own rain cover. I can't tell you how many times I'm out and get rained on, or raincoat doesn't exactly fit good with the bag I have. Thanks so very much for sharing this."
Yeah, my problem is I'll have an umbrella, but the bag is sticking out past the umbrella in the back, and all the water coming off the back of the umbrella is going right on your bag.
Okay, and then next is Carry on Accessibility said, "Ooh, this looks like a nice bag. I just wish they had pink or purple." And Fieldham responded and said, "Purple and bright yellow," in parentheses, they said electric kiwi, "are our next plans. Stay tuned this winter for more colors." Next is Jonathan Rowan. He said, "Hey, Sam, the backpack looks cool, but before shelling out that kind of money, what is the lifespan like looking for something? I'm looking for something to last about 3 to 5 years." I'm assuming they meant years. That didn't say that on there, but
Yeah, probably.
and Fieldham replied to that one as well because they're rock stars and said, "We try to make it as indestructible as possible. It's handcrafted using the top level ballistic nylon. All Fieldham gear includes a 5-year warranty," which I think is really important because it is pricey, but
Yeah.
it's pricey because it's really well made. So, I mean, I think you'd have to do some really major abuse to that for it to not hold up. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I've traveled with my other ones, the performance block. I've taken it on several trips. I mean, it's going into like overhead bins and airports and underneath the seats in front of me, and um, they're holding up great. The zippers, I'm really, I keep going back to how awesome the zippers are, just because they're so smooth. Yeah, and they're all handmade, so it's just really high quality.
Okay, the next one, Mike says, "Why does this backpack cost $340? My, I don't know, Bav, I don't know what for backpacking. So I'm assuming that's a brand, but I'm not
Yeah,
familiar with
must.
backpacking, so I don't know the brand.
Yeah,
Was only 250, and it holds 2 times the gear. I can never understand why this gear is always expensive." And Fielden responded and said, "Fielden bags are designed and handcrafted by our small team, utilizing premium materials. Everything is super high quality and not made in a factory or in China, etc. For the city block, the amount of effort that goes into making just one bag is tremendous, even though it's a smaller size. Therefore, that value and quality craftsmanship is reflected in the price point." Okay, I think we're at the end of all the comments and questions.
yeah. So of course, if you guys missed any of those videos, just head on over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/theblindlife. You can also find all of my videos also get uploaded to my website, theblindlife.net. So that's a great way to stay connected as well. And don't forget the shorts. I've been putting out shorts on YouTube. I've been putting out TikToks lately. TikTok, what is it? TikTok.com/@theblindlife, something like that. Um, Pretty much just Google The Blind Life. You'll find all my stuff. Okay, so let's do our giveaway. A huge thank you to all the sponsors of the channel. Without their generous sponsorships and donations, a lot of this would not be possible. And today we are doing another slinger. This was gifted to us by the group at Slinger. Slinger, if you're unfamiliar, it is a kind of a lanyard for a smartphone or any phone, really. I've even seen people put these on iPads and things so that you can wear it around your neck hands free. And it is adjustable length. And I'm even throwing in some accessories with this. And it fits on pretty much any phone, any smartphone, and pretty cool. So you'll get the slinger, you'll get some accessories, and huge thank you to Slinger for donating this for the giveaway. If you'd like to learn more, you go to myslinger.com. And you can also, of course, check out my full review video of the Slinger. All right. So in order to enter into the contest, very simple. We need you to leave a comment on this video saying that you would like to win the slinger. And that's the key word. You got to put in, should we say slinger or should we do an
Yeah,
easier word?
I think slinger. It's not difficult, right? Slinger.
Yeah. Spelled just like
Yeah.
it sounds. Slinger.
Just like swinger, but an L instead of a W.
Just like linger with an S in front of it. So just put in the word slinger into your comment, because that's how we will randomly choose, pick a comment. We will search by that keyword slinger. All right.
What date will this be closed for comments?
Okay, so you will have 2 weeks from the posting of this video to leave your comment and enter into the contest, and I will make a follow-up video announcing the winner of the contest. Good luck, best of luck to everybody, and we'll do international shipping. That's no problem. If you live somewhere else, that's no problem at all.
As long as where you live accepts, like, you need to have an address that accepts mail internationally, because we did have that one issue, remember?
Yeah.
I can't remember now where they lived, but we just could not figure out a way to get them.
I think it was in the Philippines.
It may have been. I can't remember. So yeah, you do need to live somewhere where we actually, can get it to you for, under $100 or something.
Yeah. I just sent a slinger to Canada earlier this week. Someone won it out in Canada, so that was pretty awesome. So once again, huge thank you to Slinger for providing these as giveaways for you guys. All right, Rach, anything else we need to talk about? Should I talk about my new tattoo?
I was going to say, people are going to have, people that have vision will probably have noticed that it shows up a couple times. Right now it's covered, so it looks weird.
Yeah, so our daughter Skyler turned 18 last week, and one of the things was she wanted to get a tattoo, and she decided that she wanted it to be a family tattoo, that we all had to get tattoos, which I was totally cool with. I already have a couple. And so we did. We all got kind of in the same theme. I'll put a picture of mine on the screen, because right now it's still covered up with the plastic cover here to keep it nice and clean and everything. And so it looks rough right now, but the theme was stamps. She really liked this line drawing of a stamp, like a postage stamp. And then we all got to choose what we wanted to put inside of it in our stamp. And I chose the low vision, the symbol for low vision, the little icon. It has an eye. There's a line going through half of it, and then there's lines going through half of it. So indicating that only partial sight, partial vision is getting through. So yeah, so I've been stamped as being low vision. I don't know if you guys were aware, but the government stamps all of us here in the U.S. keeping track of us. That's what I'm going to tell people from now on, that, oh yeah, blind people, we get stamped. We have to get tattooed with the government stamp. Alrighty. I think that's about it. Shall we sign off?
Yep. I think it's time.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining us for another Talk Back with the Blind Life. Sam and Rachel signing off. We will see you next time.
Bye.